What is up, guys, and welcome to an updated Cubic deck profile. It's been a while since I updated Cubic, so nothing's really changed except for maybe a few little tactics, a couple cards that came off the ban list that can help out Cubics definitely. But yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right on in. We have, of course, the three main boss monsters himself. Crimson Nova, the Dark UV Lord. Reveal 3 Cubics, can special summon them. Is unaffected by monster effects. Choose attacks 3,000 or less, so it gets a little bit of protection from monster effects. And it can make 2 attacks during the battle phase each turn, so it can close out some games. And of course, we have, the main effect. During the end phase, it burns for 3k damage, so that is mostly the effect that will end the game. But yeah, main boss monster, love him. Duza, of course. Duza is your Foolish Burial Goods built into the deck. On summon, it can send any Cubic card from the deck to the graveyard. Most likely, you're going to send your Karma or your Wave, depending on the situation. And it has a cool little niche effect where it can boost itself up by 200 for each monster with a different name in your graveyard if you triggered one of the effects of one of your Cubic cards. So yeah, love him. He's a necessity. 3 of the Cubic Seed, Insane, cannot be destroyed by battle, so you can sit on him if you need to. So yeah, there's that. And plus, he has a cool thing. If he's battled opponent's monster, you can place his card to spell in the trap card zone. And if you do, place a Cubic counter on the opponent's monster, which is actually really, really good this format because, you know, a lot of cards rely on their monster effects to trigger, and with Cubic counters, they can't attack or use their effects, so it's really good right there. And then during your main phase, while he's in the spell card, while he's treated as a spell card, you can special summon him from the spell and trap card zone. So cool, and you can link him up for a relinquish anima, which you'll see in the extra deck. So yeah. Our last 2 names for Cubics, of course, we have Buster Gundil. He's mostly in here just for the name, but there's some niche situations where you can bring him out, but mostly you'll never go into those. And then, of course, we have Gear Guile. It's another name, but it does have a burn effect on summon, so you can theoretically win in time. Next, we have, of course, our non-Cubic monster, the only one really besides our hand traps, Summer Monk. He is literally a 1-card rank 4 exceed instant right into it. He also can sell a spell card from your hand to the grave to summon out a level 4 monster, so you can get a Wave or a Karma that's stuck in your hand into the grave to trigger its effect. So yeah, Monk is just great. Then, of course, the only hand trap really in the deck is 3 Ash. It's generic, it hits a lot of things. Of course, if you're going to fine-tune this and make it more for your playstyle, this is your slots where you can put anything in. So, but I just threw Ash in because it's the most generic, it hits the most decks. Now on to the spells, starting with Cubic Karma. This card is actually pretty cool. From the hand, you can activate it, target one of your Cubic monsters. It gains 800 attack for each Cubic Seed that's either on that's in your hand or to the graveyard, so it gets a big boost. And then, but mostly the effect you're going to use it for is that you can send it to the graveyard, banish it, and then when you banish it, you can add any Cubic monster from your deck to your hand. So yeah, it's your main searcher for the deck and the card you really want to send to the graveyard as soon as possible. Cubic Wave. This is basically another big OTK enabler. It halves one of your opponent's monsters and doubles one of yours, so you can make your Cubic monster 6,000, even more. Then it has the graveyard effect where you can banish it and you can place Cubic banish this and any number of Cubic monsters from your graveyard, then target face-up monsters your opponent controls and put Cubic counters on them equal to the amount you banished. And of course, Cubic counters is just a negate for the monster effect. So fortunately, it's not a quick effect, but this is what we're going first anyway. So not first, but second. So you know, it's just a good way to blink it forward. For our last ever Cubic spells, we have, of course, 2 Cubic Dharma. We don't run as much because it's not essential, especially since it's also super searchable. This card is honestly insane. First off, you take no battle damage involving your Cubic monsters at all, so plus there. Then you have the 2 effects you can trigger. One, you can either send a Cubic card from your hand to the graveyard, draw 1, so it's a way to fix your bricked hands. And then 2, it's a way to recycle, so you can banish this card from the graveyard, then target one of your Cubic monsters from in the graveyard and recycle it back to your hand. So, you know, a little recycling helps out the grind games. Next, of course, we have probably the most important card in the deck, Foolish Burial Goods. As I mentioned with Duza, it's really important to get your cards into your graveyard as soon as possible so you can banish them off and trigger their effects to search off. Of course, Foolish Burial Goods enables that. It's basically sets up your searching in case you need your Duza or say your Crimson Lord or anything like that. It's just overall good. We run also 3 pot of extravagances. Now, this can be really anything, I would say. This can be prosperity, extravagance, as you can see. This could even be pot of desires, because honestly, we run lots of 3-ofs. Honestly, also even allure of darkness to even go that way, because a lot of the majority of the deck is dark. So, you know, you always have good draws there. So honestly, this can be any draw spell that you have access to. So I just ran extravagance because honestly, I like it. Next, for another like open spot, I decided to run say 2 Regeki only. I didn't have the space for a third because I don't want to go over 40. But yeah, Regeki is just a good way to bait out a negate, blanket field, get something going, blow something up, so you can pave your way for an OTK. Next, for a bunch of power spells, we have, of course, the 1 double or nothing. Of course, we run the Utopia double combo because it's just another way to facilitate an OTK, because this deck, going second, wants to set up an OTK as quick as possible, preferably the first turn. Call by the Grave, we hate hand traps, we don't want to get them. It's also a good card to get out of pesky cards out of your opponent's graveyard. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, blanket back row, and of course, we have the 1 Change of Heart just to snatch something from your opponent. Next, of course, for our traps, we'll only run 3. 2 Unification, this is our fusion trap for our big fusion monster in the extra deck. And of course, its banish effect is that if one of our cubic monsters is destroyed by battle or leaves the field, basically anyway, you can banish the card from the graveyard, special summon a level 4 or lower cubic monster from the hand or deck, ignoring exotic conditions. So it's a free body to replenish resources. And of course, we have 1 cubic casualty, which is really niche to go, so when you're forced to go first, you can set it, have a way to distribute cubic counters during your opponent's turn to negate the monster effects. Its graveyard effect is pretty neat as well, because you can target 1 cubic monster you control. This turn, each time it will be destroyed by a monster by battle that has a cubic counter, you burn your opponent equal to that monster's original attack, so it's pretty cool. On to the extra deck, we're going to just go through it a little quicker. Of course, we have the Big Daddy Crimson Gnome Trinity. You never go into it, but it's cool to have, and sometimes it can come up. We have, of course, Leave, because we can easily make Leave. We have access because of course, the rank 4 Battleship Dreadnought, and of course, our other 2 ways we can get to it. Rail Cannon Super Dora, and of course, Gustav Nax to burn, finish off our games with the Cubic Nova burn, and of course, Gustav Super Dora to go into a protection effects for your follow-ups. We also do run the Utopic Dark Infinity. Pretty cool card, honestly. It's like, honestly, pretty nice, because you can target 1 other special summon monster you control. You can gain light points to its original attack, so it's a way to recoup your light points that you lost from the Cubic Nova attack. Of course, we have Abyss Dweller, Tornado Dragon, and of course Baguska for your rank 4s, along with the Zeus, because we can easily make Zeus. And then of course we have the Utopia double combo, and of course we do have Lightning in case we do somehow lose the double, because Lightning is honestly a pretty niche thing. There are only 2 monsters. Of course, we have 1 Anima. Anima is pretty good because no one expects it, and plus we have the seeds we can link it off with. And of course we have Pentastag. We never really go into it, but it's a way to give our Cubic Nova piercing damage in case we have to blow through a board of defense monsters or a set monster. So it's honestly pretty cool. But yeah, this has been Cubics. It's just an OTK machine. Honestly, if you haven't checked it out yet, pick it up. It's super fun. It's super cool. It's super cheap. And of course, if you are a Master Duel player, I suggest playing on Master Duel as well, because Cubics and Master Duel are pretty scary as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe like always. And until my next video, stay safe and stay healthy. I'll see you guys in the next one.